I want to thank you all who've been so kind on my cover version of Paul McCartney's new single, Fuck You, and quite a few people both on Twitter and here on YouTube have been asking me if I could post a ukulele tutorial for how to play this song. So, with the help of my handy-dandy whiteboard, I'm gonna teach you how to do exactly that. Now, this is the first ukulele tutorial I have ever posted, so bear with me. Don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do my best. So, just sit tight, and hopefully I can teach you how to learn this very simple, very fun song. Okay, I feel like I'm going into full-on teacher mode because I'm gonna have to write these down as I go, but the first chord that you're going to need to learn to play the song is an F, and for most of you that's a very basic chord, but in case you're like a total beginner newbie here, I'm gonna show you the chord charts before I get into how to play the song. And by the way, these chords are actually the same chords you would use if you want to learn to play this song on guitar. However, the chord shapes are different for guitar than they are for a uke. So, for instance, what is a G on a ukulele, that same chord shape would be a D on a guitar. But what is supposed to be a G in this song is still a G on a guitar, even though the chord shapes are different, but the chords themselves are the same. So if you can flip that around to the chord shapes you need them to be, depending on which instrument you're playing, fabulous. So, most of the song only requires 4 chords. Once you get to the bridge, there's a couple more that get thrown in, but like 90% of the song is just these 4. But we're gonna start with an F chord, so let's go ahead and put a nice big F for fuck you up here. And we're gonna draw our chord chart a bit sloppily. Go over that one string again. Okay. Close enough. Alright, so this, for those who are absolutely brand new players, is supposed to represent the neck of your ukulele. This is the nut of the ukulele, and that is this top line here. These lines are each of the fret bars on your uke, and each of the spaces in between these squares are the actual frets. So in this song, there's nothing that's going to really go above the 3rd fret, so we don't need to go into the delineation of when there's a number written by here, that it's a different fret that you start the shape at. This is a very simple song. So, with that in mind, so to write an actual chord chart, you do it with dots. So for an F, you would have, my pen is not wanting to write, 1 here, and 1 over here. And that translates to, on your uke, you're going to put your index finger right here on this 1st fret of, well, actually, I'm gonna be totally honest, I don't know the names of each string when it comes to the uke. I do on guitar, but for uke, we're just gonna go, if you're looking down at it, your 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string. We're just going to do it that way. So, your index finger is going to go on the 1st fret of your 3rd string, and your middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, just like in your chord chart here, and that will create, that's an F. So, that's the 1st chord you're going to need to know how to play for this song. Sound familiar? It should. So let me erase the board, and we'll get into the next chord that you need to know. Okay, so the 2nd chord you're going to need to know in how to play this song would be a C chord. So we'll go ahead and put the chord up here. Nice big C. Our strings. Okay, and for a C chord, you're only going to need 1 finger to play this. So, our little dot is going right there this time. That's literally the whole chord. You can use whatever finger you want. I usually like to use my ring finger to play a C, but whatever finger feels best to you for this. You're going to put it on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Should sound like that. So, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. That's how you play a C. Okay, so the 3rd chord that you're going to need to learn how to play this song is an A minor. Ignore my sloppy handwriting here. Alright, and similarly to last time, also only requires one finger to play it. Okay, so what I like to do to play an A minor is I'll use my index finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, right here. It should sound like that. So everything else is an open string. So pretty simple, and on to the 4th chord. Okay, the 4th chord that you're going to need to know how to play is a G chord. So this one is a little more involved, so okay, just double checking while I'm at it. But this one, whoops, almost hit the button to make it stop. I have my trigger button down here. So to play a G chord, you're gonna need, depending how you do it, there's a couple ways, I'll show you, but it's the same shape regardless. So I'm gonna need one finger here, one finger here, one finger here. So the way I like to play this chord, I like to take my index finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. You could just take your index finger and bar across the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings and take either your middle or your ring finger, probably middle, and put it on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string and do it that way, but I personally prefer doing it the first way. I find I get a clearer tone. That's just me. You might find you have better luck with the other way. So just play around with it, see which one you like more, but me personally, I do prefer this method. So now these last 2 chords that I'm going to teach how to play, you're only going to need when you get to the bridge of the song. It's the only times you're going to need them in this song, but the first of those 2 is going to be a D minor, and it's similar to what I just showed you, but a little different. Oops. Let me fix that string. That one came out a little wonky. Okay. Close enough. So the shape for this guy is one finger here, one here, and one here. No, I don't have this mounted. I literally just have this propped up against my bathroom door right now. I move it around to wherever I need it, but for the sake of this video, it goes here. So, for a D minor, I like to use my index finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and my ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And it should sound like this. Again, pretty simple. It feels a little bit foreign when you're first learning how to play this chord, but just play around with it for a minute, you'll get used to it, and there you go. And finally, the last chord you're going to need to play the song is an E minor. So, let me show you how an E minor goes. E minor, actually, this is one instance where I need one more fret down here. So let me extend these strings. Okay. Now, it goes like... Yes, okay. Double checking again. It's like a set of stairs for the shape of this one. So, you're going to start with your index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and your ring finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string, and it should sound like this. And those are all the chords you're going to need to learn to play for this song. Now, how do you put them all together into that song? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you in just a second, line by line. Okay, so we've got the first 2 lines of the song up here in my really shitty handwriting, along with where the chords need to be hit along with the words. So, the chords, you're gonna hit them. Come on, baby, now. Let me look at you. I'm going real slow for you guys. Talking about yourself. Try to tell the truth. So, that's where the chords hit. Now, as for the strum pattern, you're going to basically hit your chords on the offbeat of this portion of the song. It doesn't really matter if you're going down or up with this, but I would recommend down on each of them. Just go down strokes for it. And try to go a bit staccato with it, make them sharp, and try to keep a beat with it if you can, along with the words. It's a little bit tricky trying to get the 2 different tempos going at once, opposite of one another, but it can be done. You're going to hit each chord twice, at least in this part of the song. So, come on, baby, now. Let me look at you. Talking about yourself. Try to tell the truth. That's the first 2 lines of the song. Now, let's move on to the next couple lines. Okay, this is the next 2 lines of the song, even though it's broken up into 4 just because making the handwriting big enough so you guys could read it meant I couldn't fit it all into one row. So, the next 2 lines, I could stay up half the night, trying to crack your code. I could stay up half the night, but I'd rather hit the road. So, you notice that the chords are in kind of interesting places, but it again has to do with offbeat. So, I could stay up half the night, trying to crack your code. I could stay up half the night, but I'd rather hit the road. So, again, when you do it all together, and you do it twice again for each chord, which again isn't true of the whole thing, but for this part of the song it still is. So, I could stay up half the night, trying to crack your code. I could stay up half the night, but I'd rather hit the road. So let's move on to the next bit now. Okay, so the next couple of lines here are, on the night that I met you, I was on the town. On the night that I met you, cuts off there, and then it goes into the chorus of the song, which we'll get to in a second, but we've got the same chords again, but it's going to change up when we get to the last 2. So, going slowly through it. On the night that I met you, I was on the town. On the night that I met you. You're going to do those last 2 just once and slowly. So, on the night that I met you, I was on the town. On the night that I met you. And if you want to do the A minor and G at the end a little more pronounced than the rest of it too, that also adds a bit of good effect. So, now, into the chorus. Okay, so this one gets a little complicated both because I started running out of room here and had to smush it all in, but also this is where the tempo changes from the 2 strokes on each chord. Now it's going to basically turn into 4 and a lot more just freewheeling. It's not so measured of like... Now it's, let me do it slowly for you. I just wanna know how you feel. Want a love that's so proud and real. You make me wanna go out and steal. I just want it for you. I just want it for you. So, number one, yes, I know about the lyrics. Everyone seems to be in disagreement about, is it I just wanna for you or I just want it for you? The official press release claims it's it for you. Just saying. I liked it better the other way, but technically they're claiming that's the official lyrics. So that's what I'm writing in this tutorial. Feel free to sing it whichever way you want it. I'm not going to judge either way, but just for the sake of not causing drama in the video, I put it that way. But when you get down to this last line, the F, C, and A minor are kind of back to back to back, right on that last word of. So basically the strum pattern I'm doing there is 1, 2, 3. So down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. But the rest of it, you can do it real simply just straight down on each one for counts of 4. Like, I just wanna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do it that way all on down, or you can mix it up a little bit. You can do down, down, up, down, wait. Down, 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 up, down. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. It's really hard for me to, like, be consistent in it. I'm still a newish player myself, but I'm trying here, and again, first tutorial I've ever done. But yeah, so these are where the chords go. I will go through it one more time with you guys. So, I just wanna know, I just wanna know how you feel. Want a love that's so proud and real. You make me wanna go out and steal. I just want it for you. I just want it for you. Now those last two chords, you are once again just hitting them once a piece and letting them ring for a little bit before moving on to the next verse. But that's how you do the chorus of the song. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. The real speedy going through that little mashup in there on the last word of the line takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's not the end of the world. Just keep practicing it, do it slowly at first, and then slowly build up speed till you can keep up with the song. Promise it won't take you long before you're actually keeping up with it. It only took me a few tries before I could do it, but even if you're like a complete newbie at it, trust me, you'll be able to do it. It's an easy song, and these are easy chords. So, on to the next verse. Okay, so the second verses, or actually this is just the first half of the second verse. I find these to be interesting lyrics, first off, before we even start going into the chords, because I find there's quite a few hidden Beatle references. Come on, baby, now. Help me work it out. We can work it out. Can't help. I won't let you down. Don't let me down. So you don't need to shout, twist and shout. Just saying. Just saying. Not sure if it was intentional or just worked out that way, but observations were made. But yeah, so this first top line here is going to be different from the first verse, but only the first line, because each of the chords you're just going to hit one time and let them ring. So, come on, baby, now. Help me work it out. So just like that. Well, let them ring longer than that. So, come on, baby, now. Help me work it out. And then you go back to the other tempo. So, I won't let you down. So you don't need to shout. Just like that. And it's right back into it, basically where you left off. But that first line, you just do 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 2, 2. If that makes any sense. It's a little confusing, but listen to the song, you'll see why I say it, because that is the way it is played in the song. So, okay, next couple of lines, basically exactly the same as the first verse, with just slightly different lyrics, but the actual chords, same chords throughout, same tempo throughout. So, it's in the sets of twos again. So, I could stay up half the night, playing with your head. I could stay up half the night, but I'd rather go to bed. Very simple. We've pretty much already covered it, just different lyrics that go there. Practice it all you need to, but it's basically the same thing we already covered in the last verse. So, on to the next couple of lines. Okay, so this part is exactly like the bit that matches it in the first verse. So, on the night that I met you, I was on the town. On the night that I met you. You just have to remember those final two chords right at the end of that line. Just one stroke each, and let them ring. And then on to the next bit. Okay, so we are back to the chorus of the song again. Same words, same everything, but we'll go through them again. So we're no longer in the 2-2-2 portion. We are now back to the freestyle strumming. You can do it in fours or whatever sounds good to you. So I just wanna know how you feel. Whoops, I screwed that up. Know how you feel. Want a love that's so proud and real. You make me wanna go out and feel. I just wanna fall. And I don't want to do the high note here because this is why you don't want me to. Yeah. So I do it just lower. So I just wanna fall you. I just wanna fall you. And again, on these last two chords, you just want to do individual strokes. So going from and then it's going to go into the bridge, whereas this is where the other chords are hiding. It's different. It's not hard, it's just different, and you've been so used to playing this chord pattern the entire song, it is a little bit jarring to suddenly change it up that much, but it's only for a few lines, and then that's it. So let me show you guys how to do that. Okay, so this is the interlude of the song, or the bridge, rather, and this first little bit is instrumental, and it's the same chords that go over the part with the words, but it goes. It's a little bit fiddly to get around, even with as many times as I've played this now, it's still tricky to do. Just start slow, do it over and over and over, and then slowly build up speed. It does take some working to get this one up to the speed of the actual song for this part. Some tricks that I've noticed though, so when you go D minor to E minor, and then F, A minor, just when you're in the F, just release your index finger and you're in A minor. So that helps make that shift a little easier. So whoops. See, like I said, I keep even making mistakes here, but these are the chords you need. You'll no doubt be better than me in no time. But then when you add the words to it after you've done this bit twice, well, I mean, as it's written on the board, it's once, but I mean, it's the same row twice, so. And every day, in every way, and every day, then you let it ring and leave a sort of lengthy pause before you go into the next bit of the song. So make sure you leave that pause, because even in the song itself, if you listen to it, there's a pause there. Okay, so now we're back to the chorus of the song again. So, I just wanna know how you feel. Wanna love that's so proud and real. You make me wanna go out and steal. I just want it for you. I forgot. I just want it for you. And then it repeats one more time, but with one little change at the end. We add one final C when we repeat it on the very last one. So we go right back to where we were. So, I just wanna know how you feel. Wanna love that's so proud and real. You make me wanna go out and steal. I just want it for you. I just want it for you. And that's it. That's the whole song. And I just realized the last portion, I believe, was also supposed to be in the 2s rather than the 4s, whereas this is supposed to be in the 4s. Or actually, wait. No, it wasn't. Was it? I'm looking at my chord sheet on the ground here. Maybe not. Never mind. Disregard. I'll go back and check the footage, but regardless, this was the whole song. Like I said, it's very easy to learn, very simple chords, very simple strum patterns, everything about it's easy. How do you think I got a cover of it done and up so quickly? It's an easy song. It's probably the fastest I've ever learned and posted a cover of a Paul song in the history of my channel, so just saying. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you guys learned something from it. I know it's not the most polished way of doing a tutorial. This is the first one I ever did. I don't have great editing software to be able to just edit in the chord charts and everything properly the way some would. I literally still use Windows Movie Maker, and you can't edit in photos over video in that. Otherwise, I would have done that. But since I don't have anything else available to me yet, I have my whiteboard. That's what we have available to us. We will make do with what we've got. At least it was a simple song to do this with, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Let me know if this video helped you. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing more ukulele tutorials from me in the future, or anything else you feel like leave me. Just leave it down below in the comments. Make sure you're following my social media accounts. They're all listed down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. So, anyway, guys, till next time, bye-bye.